Well, good afternoon and welcome to Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast. I am Dan Edwards, the managing broker of the Eastside Real Estate team. Today is July 26th, 2023. It is a beautiful sunny day here, and I'm glad you guys are here listening live. Of course, you're welcome to subscribe or follow us wherever podcasts are podcasted. Podcasts are cast. Don't you think that should be that? I think it should be podcasts are casted. Yes, anywhere podcasts can be listened to and subscribed. And you're also going to find us on YouTube, Facebook Live right now. We got that cool little intro. Let's look at that intro one more time because you might not have seen the whole thing, but here it goes. My talking head there. That's pretty cool. All right. So before we get started on our show, I just want to we're going to do a quick segment here on tips for writing and offers. But, I don't know if we've talked about the market recently. And, I do talk about a lot of different things and topically speaking. But one of the things that's important to show or to point out is where we sit on an inventory basis right now and what that means for buyers. But right now, we have a situation where those that are buying in the market are serious about buying. And they're also discerning about buying. So we have a low level of inventory, but I've noticed even with a low level of inventory, only some homes are seeing multiple offers. And the types of homes that we're seeing multiple offers are ones that are pretty much turnkey and have no real issues to address. So, all right, so let's get into my topic today, which is tips for making your best offer on a home. So, as we've talked about ad nauseum here on the podcast, is the market of 2 years ago is gone. That unicorn of years of housing is gone. However, the inventory remains slow. So there are a few things to consider to put your best foot forward when making an offer on a home. The first thing is lean on the real estate professional. So agents are experts. And if your agent is an expert, get a new agent. How do you determine if your agent is an expert? Ask them about their experience. How often do they help buyers? How often do they help sellers? What is their experience in a down market? What's their experience in a changed market? Spend some time interviewing to understand the difference between an energetic agent and an experienced agent. So first off, leaning on the real estate agent and their professionalism, and then learn what they know about the market. And you can do that by asking great questions. Once you've determined you've got an expert and you've downloaded their information, lean on them for advice on each home. But before you actually really get serious about buying a home or going out and looking for homes, you need to get pre-approved. Now, we've always talked about that, but getting pre-approved is more than just getting pre-qualified. It's actually verifying the information that you know and see how it matches with the current rates and current programs that are available to you. Finally, making a fair offer. Now, this is probably where I'm going to spend most of my time on this Real Talk segment, because it is true there are a lot of people out there that want a deal in real estate right now. What's the difference between shopping for a home and looking for a deal versus looking for a win-win situation? So I prefer to work with folks that are motivated about getting a strong, aggressive offer in, but also that are reasonable and understanding that if they were in the seller's shoes, that they would be feeling that they also won after that negotiations. I don't really like to work with people where it's a win-lose scenario, because a lot of times that type of situation actually doesn't result in the successful outcome that many people are looking for. When you fire an offer that is a win-lose offer, let's just say a home's listed for $850,000, and reasonably speaking, that's the price range it should be in. So going back to point number one, relying on an experienced agent to say, this is about right for this area. So offering an offer at $650 that's a win-lose offer. Of course, if the seller were to accept that offer, you would win. But from a fair arm's length transaction standpoint, there are no adverse conditions on the seller whatsoever. That is a lose for them. because essentially their own bank is most likely telling them that it may not be worth 850, but probably 800. And the nuances of the difference between what market value is and a win-lose offer may be relative, but there's always a time that I think I hate putting people into categories, but fair-minded folks would say, what is a fair offer? So when you shoot for a win-lose strategy, oftentimes you could offend the seller and end up without a home. And that's why I say I like to work with people that are looking for a win-win solution, because they're actually more focused on the outcome than the deal. Hope that makes sense. Lastly, trust your agent's experience. So reference to point number one throughout negotiations. So if you've done your homework on number one, when you get to number four, asking the right questions and saying to the agent, what do you suggest a good strategy for getting this home is? And lean into their recommendations as they find themselves in situations where they have to present low offers to sellers, where they have to justify higher offers to their buyers. So trust your agent's expertise. That's why it's super important to take some time picking out the right agent for you. So fortunately, today's market is a little different. However, these principles, as far as trusting an expert and leaning into their negotiation skills, making sure you're pre-approved and you know how much money you can spend, approaching the negotiations in a win-win, those tips and techniques for formulating the best offer will last throughout whatever kind of market you find yourself. So bottom line, if you're buying a home this summer, let's connect. And perhaps I could persuade you on how expert I am and can help you through that process. Thanks for watching. After this short commercial break, we are going to be welcoming our good friend Tucker Maxwell from Guild Mortgage. So come back after this short commercial break.